oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey.
Hi.
It's Monday.
It's Monday.
Monday night.
It means
September 20.
Candid Athletic Training night.
What are you doing tonight?
Hopefully celebrating a Packers score later tonight. Who knows? They stink.
Let's see if they do.
Kevin, you were hitting it hard over there.
What? This is normal.
I should be.
Come on.
Yeah, let's all hit it hard. Well, this is Candid Athletic Training. Thank you for tuning in to the live stream of episode 141.
141.
We're going to get right to the heavy hitters here.
Who led us to 140 episodes?
You know, we normally introduce our favorite sponsor, the official sponsor, but we're going to allow ourselves to introduce
Ourselves.
So let's bring him in. We have our good friend
Dan the man.
And then Clark, we haven't officially met.
Who's this
Clark?
Clark?
It's Clark Christofoli. Christofoli? Give it to me.
Close. Christofoli.
I asked Dan literally just 2 minutes ago, and my retention is just no bueno. So thank you for joining us. Why don't you guys tell us about yourselves? Tell us about Healthy Raster, the official sponsor of the show. Dan, why don't you take it from here? You're a seasoned veteran on this.
I am. This is so cool to be with you guys. Hey, Kevin, good to see you.
Yeah, we got to figure out.
Chad's not doing the podcast anymore.
You totally upgraded from your beer. Now you're doing what was that? Scotch or?
I got a little rye whiskey going on here.
Oh, rye whiskey.
Been trying to find some good ryes lately, and I've liked a few a little too much.
I'm sure Clark has some suggestions as well. But guys, it's good to be with you, man. Thanks
You're
for
a rye guy. You're a whiskey guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like bourbon too. I like some bourbon.
I don't discriminate. I'm just gonna say that out loud. I just really don't discriminate. If it says whiskey next to it, I just don't discriminate.
I hear you. Well, good, man. Well, I'm super glad to be with you guys. It's been a while, and thanks for inviting me back in. So, we are Healthy Raster. We're 30 employees strong now, taking care of the athletic training profession the best that we can, and happy to be with you guys. We're all across the country in all 50 states, and having some fun, man. Having some fun this time of year in the fall. Yeah, man.
You just grow and grow and grow and grow.
Well, Clark's part of that. Clark's part of that.
It's because you have a quality product, and it's super easy to attract people when you have a good product.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're working hard to facilitate the needs of the athletic trainers. Where you guys go, we go. That is, we're hitching our saddle up to you guys and going, man. That's what we believe in. We believe in your profession, what you guys are doing. We believe you guys are the answer to what people need out there when they're sore, when they're hurt, when they need help. No matter where they are, we believe in the athletic training profession. But Clark's along. He has you just celebrated what? 2 or 3 years with us now, Clark?
3 years. 3 years.
Wow.
And Clark, what's your role there?
What's that? I missed the question.
Sorry
about that.
What's your role with Healthy Raster?
Yeah, so I've been an account executive here for 3 years, specifically in all of sports medicine. So if anybody comes in asking to learn a little bit more about the system, generally it's going to be me that you talk to. And I help you through that process, get you signed up, and get the ball rolling from a training standpoint. So that is my role over here.
Chad, Kevin, here's the unique thing about Clark. So he was a user of the system before I brought him in. He was a coach. He's a hockey coach. He still is a hockey coach. He still does
then
this.
You came to the right show, because if you look at the YouTube comments right now, Clark, it's all hockey on our live streamers.
This is awesome.
Is it?
Where did you coach?
So I coached in Columbus for the AAA Blue Jackets organization. Specifically, I did a few age groups, under 15, midget, and I did Pee-wee, minor and major for a couple of years as well.
And so then
he played?
And he played?
Yes.
Okay.
Played. I played at did junior hockey. Well, played, growing up throughout Columbus and Ohio, and then played junior hockey out in South Dakota and Sioux Falls, and then ended up at Ohio State. And decided I wanted to get fat and work, and that's where I am now.
So. Ohio State?
Yes.
Sorry.
OHIO, baby.
Exactly.
So then you said you've been 3 years in the position, all sports med account.
Correct. Yep. 3 years.
So do you have any fun stories that you can share? And you can share anything on this show.
You really can. It's called Candid for a reason.
Candid. All right. What kind of stories do you want to know about?
Well, I totally butchered his name, by the way, just like you guys did the first time. So we were in I'll tell him a story. We're in Indiana, and it's like his first week, guys. And I'm bringing him to the meeting. I'm going to indoctrinate him into the system and how we're doing things. And I introduce him to a client, and I'm like, here's Clark Christofoli, and I'm like, Clark knows everything about the system. Yeah, I couldn't get it out, but he nailed it.
I just don't know anything about Clark.
Exactly. That's exactly how it went. But no, he's so here's the deal. Here's the deal with Clark. So he knows the system back and forth. And what he's been really good at this year, guys, especially, and he can tell you about, is that, as you might know, as some of your viewers and listeners might know, there were a couple of different quasi-competitors that sunsetted this year. They were Sims, they were Healthy Athlete, and we're hearing that Prosagia is kind of leaving as well. So what we've done is we've taken on some of those customers, and Clark has been facilitating that transition over to our system. So he's been kind of the go-to guy for a lot of those people who are switching over. So I don't know if you want to take it from there, Clark, and kind of what that looks like when people come through.
Yeah, for sure. We've transitioned a ton of folks over from those systems that are sunsetting or have already done so. I think at this point, it's been difficult. Anytime something gets taken away from you and it's not your choice, I think that's definitely a difficult thing to go through, and nobody likes that. So a lot of folks have enjoyed just the ease of use, getting set up on our system. Transitions are not always smooth going from system to system. I understand that. So whatever we can do to help has been, our customer support team's been great. And hopefully I've done a good job too of letting people know what they're getting into. So definitely been an interesting year with that.
And how many accounts do you think that you've worked with in your 3 years there then?
Probably, hundreds of accounts. Large hospitals, single user high schools, colleges, universities, really any type of organization.
So when you have a new potential account, what's the go-to feature on Healthy Raster? What are you most proud of? Hey, this is the thing you got to see. This is going to change your life. This is going to rock your world.
It's pretty funny actually. So anytime I pull up the app, and what I do is I'll pull up our scanning feature, and I'll scan just my business card into the app, into a document section basically. And just a little thing like that, I think really shows people how versatile the system is. If a kid comes in and hands you a clearance note, you can scan it right into their profile right away, rather than having to lug it around or ask for a copy or get it emailed to you. Just little things like that in the system make a huge difference, I think.
I find that some of the biggest things that, especially the customers who have come through lately for Clark, have been two things. Number one is communication. You don't see that everywhere. Just combining the EMR with the communication features, being able to talk to everybody all at the same time. That's number one. Live chat, live video. Number two is the I guess it's the ability to scan in that information and be able to use that PDF scanner and have that quick ability to utilize that whenever you want. I think those are two of the major features, at least recently, that I've seen from some of the customers who have come through. But overall, it's just been Where have you been all my life? Why haven't I been able to have this before up until this point? So it's been nice to kind of see that transition.
Yeah, I'll say last year was nice so I haven't got to it yet this year because I'm still like just settling in here, like 6 weeks into the year. Being able to set up your whole team in a chat feature and be like, hey, these are the hours I'm going to be in, or here's when I'm going to be available, or don't forget that you need to do this, that, or the other, and just be able to blast it to everybody rather than send, dozens of texts, those kind of things. That is a really nice feature.
And it's all HIPAA compliant. That's the beauty of it. Like before, if you're sending PHI to somebody, you don't have to worry about, if it's like a clean text to somebody or not. Like through our system, it's all clean. It's not just the PHI, but it's any type of document that you're sending through the system. Everybody's viewing that type of information. That's been key. The other thing I think is big, and Clark can talk to this, is the return on investment. So regardless of what setting you're in, if you're in a high school setting, obviously you want to bring back that money for the hospital that you're representing. If you're in the college setting, you want to show the coaches, the university, kind of what you're doing for the athlete. If you're in the business setting, the industrial setting, you want to see that. But I think what Clark has been really able to do in the last year and a half is really show that ROI. And Clark, why don't you tell them kind of what that looks like from a report standpoint? What does that mean to users from an ROI perspective?
Yeah, and it's different for many folks just depending on the setting you're in, right? Like the ROI in a college is different than the ROI working for an outreach program in a hospital, for example. So, there's really just a couple of ways off the top of my head that you track it is through services you provide as an athletic trainer, and then services that are getting provided at, say, a hospital that you work for a referral that you send over, right? And especially early on in my career at Healthy Raster, people were like, I asked, how do you track referrals? They're like, oh, we got a spreadsheet, or, oh, we don't, which I think is silly, not to track that type of information when, in Healthy Raster, we just make it so easy to pull up. You go to your report section, click estimated revenue by follow-up service or value of services provided through treatments from the AT side, click a button, pull up a time frame, and you've got numbers and data to back you guys up and show your value in your positions.
And that's the key component to where everybody gets frustrated and where they want to take the profession is they want more salary, they want more staff, they want more. I mean, in order to do these things, you have to be able to prove the money. In order to get more, you're going to have to prove that this is the value you're providing. Simple as that. And you guys have allowed companies to do that easily.
These darn Healthy Roster guys always making our jobs easy and trying to make us more money. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
And you deserve it. I mean, I've worked, being an athlete, I've always had an athletic trainer, right? Yeah, just Chad maybe. But yeah, I mean, those guys are I've experienced it firsthand. They're guys and girls are there 24/7 with the team, right? They travel with the team. There's no weekends. Maybe you get a month off in the summer at the most, if you want to, but you probably have to work anyways. Deserve a lot more credit and, dare I say, compensation for those who want it. when
dirty word
moving forward. Yeah, no one wants to talk about it, but you all deserve it.
I've told you guys from the start when we first met in Wisconsin is that I believe in this profession, and I'm not just saying that from a business owner standpoint. I'm saying that from a father's standpoint. I told my daughter as soon as she signed on with Michigan State to be an athlete there for the field hockey team, I said, you know who you need to thank. And she goes, I need to thank my athletic trainers, because she had several injuries. And if she wouldn't have gotten back into the swing of things, I stand by this. I don't know if she would have really necessarily gotten that scholarship to Michigan State. That was a huge deal for our family. And she thanked the athletic trainers right away. And I know come November on signing day, she's going to thank them as well. So I know firsthand how important this is. I know that's why I hired Clark, because he saw from a coaching standpoint that communication was key. It's not just his athletes. He doesn't have to deal with the parents all the time because he's getting the information. Everybody's getting the same information. And that's important, right? I mean, if you want to be important, if you want to excel this career as an athletic trainer, as a profession, you have to show your worth. And that is where we come in. We want to make sure that we're helping you show your worth, elevating the profession, and making it easy for you to do your job. At the end of the day, giving you some time back with your significant other and family, so that you have that, and we make that easier for you.
So what's the next step? What's on the horizon here? What are you hearing? What do people want? Is it a new feature in the product? Is there something bigger coming down the pipeline? I mean, you guys are always on the cutting edge here of innovation. So, are these all trade secrets you can't share yet?
Well,
if nobody sees us tomorrow, you know what happened, right?
No, I think we're going to continue to evolve with the athletic training profession. So, a lot of we see a lot of ATs going into the industrial sector. We're going there too. We're going there from an industrial perspective to make sure that you have the necessary tools to help validate what you guys are doing from that standpoint. We're seeing an uptick in the Delta variant, unfortunately, right now. I talked to you guys about that a year ago, and what we did from what we call the safer standpoint, making sure that we were able to provide the necessary tools for you guys to be able to document and track where athletes, where people were in general from their symptoms. We're going to continue to do that. We're making that a part of our system moving forward. But we're going to continue to evolve the communication and documentation elements, continuing to move stuff more to mobile, because that's where we're seeing our users go. I don't know, Clark, what is it now? I feel like we started at like 25%, but now I think we're seeing close to 75% of our users using mobile now?
Yeah, it's been a lot more, and I think that had to do with really just people not being in person quite as much, and just the mobility of the system, being able to just quickly video chat somebody if you need to, send more messages out. I think that's why you were seeing that. And plus, who knows what types of computers schools are giving you too. They might have given you a brick computer that you couldn't use at home anyways. So that's probably why you're seeing a lot of that. But yeah, I mean, it is a really easy transition going between the two platforms. Wherever you want to work, I think it's nice that you have the choice to, use whatever platform that you want to.
That was key for us, guys. Chad, Kevin, that was key for us. We wanted to make sure that we were mobile first, because that's where the trend was going. You guys were on the go. The parents, the coaches were on the go. How do we facilitate the best communication and instantaneous documentation when you guys needed it? That was key for us. And it turned out that was a good move.
Yeah, because, I mean, we spend so much time on the sideline. Why wait? Why wait till after?
Yeah, document more. Do a little bit more detail later on if you need to, but get stuff done at the point of contact when things happen. And Clark is right. I mean, especially during this time, there's no better time to make sure that you have that. And we're all Android. We're all iOS. 99% of the country can use this in whatever format that you want. So, and it's good to point out, right? Because people sometimes are scared. People sometimes are scared to get on the phone and utilize it that way. But I tell you, 75% of our customers are using that all the time now, because it's just so easy to use it on the phone. Everything that you're used to doing on the computer, you can absolutely do it on the phone. It's that easy.
When we intro you every week, I tell people, if I can use it, you can use it, because I am not tech savvy. And if I can do it, I don't know if anybody's heard
our last few podcasts. We know that
the audios will go
this
out.
podcast isn't very tech savvy.
So
I told Clark before we did this quasi relationship with you guys, I'm like, that was the key. Like, if Chad could use it, then we'll do this sponsorship with you guys.
He's the guinea pig.
The feature that I like the most right now from that maybe it's not different from last year, but it is just the I don't know what you would call it, the search function or the little magnifying glass. So I can just type in the first 3 letters of my athlete's last name, and I don't have to go through the team, the roster, whatever. You can just type it in and it'll auto-populate all the athletes. It's super nice.
It's the simple things, Chad.
Yeah.
It's the simple things.
Just get me less keystrokes to what I need to do.
Tell them about that, Clark.
Was that a hard process?
No, I mean, it is a new feature, the global search, we call it, and people were asking for it. We delivered on it. I mean, I'm not a tech guy. I don't know how hard it was to build. I'm sure it was super complicated, but I expected them to build something like that in 2 days. But yeah, that's super nice, and I show that now in my demos and whatnot. I don't know exactly if that registers with people right away, that how important that is and how easy that is. But again, I like to show those little details so that when they go back and start with the system, they'll start using that right away.
Well, depends on if all your athletes are named Christoph Ali and you don't even know how to pronounce it or spell it.
Right? Exactly.
You need to know how to spell at least the first 3 letters.
Gosh. Yeah, you just need a few letters.
Working in hockey.
Hey, what
you get some interesting last name.
What alternate universe are we living in, by the way? So the Milwaukee Bucks won the NBA championship.
Of course they did. It's a great times here.
Yeah.
The Brewers are in contention in the MLB. The Bucks almost lost to Tulsa, and what's going on here? Seriously, last time we talked, things were.
Ohio State almost lost
to Tulsa.
Oh.
Who's a customer, by the way? But I was still what's going on?
I do think I do think our Milwaukee Brewers also might have thrown a little no-hitter up in that great state of Ohio.
Yeah, they did.
If you guys watched that at all, but it was pretty impressive from our end. I'm just saying, really impressive.
Seriously, Clark and I were talking before we got on. How cool was that for you guys up there in Milwaukee?
We're riding a high right now.
I said,
very cool.
In the middle of the playoff run, I said, if the Bucks win, I don't care what happens during Packer season. And so I'm going to stick to it. So they could be down right now, and I'm not going to care because we got a championship.
Not gonna care.
So I don't know if you can see the YouTube comments here, but we've got a couple of our live streamers who, well, they're talking fantasy football too. But, I mean, there's some comments about your competitors and how they're not happy with it. So just so you know, and we never get those kind of comments on anything that you guys provide. So kudos to you guys. I do, while you're here, this is Candid Athletic Training. So I'm gonna put you on the spot real quick.
Uh-oh.
And I need help. This is customer support 101. I just need to know, is there a way, so when I'm in a team and then I click on an athlete, and then if I want to go back, if I hit the back on the browser, that it doesn't go to just the injured athletes, I can just get, so the second tab is athlete. So the first one is injured athletes. The second tab is athlete. Is there a way that can be the main tab that I just don't know how to do that? Or is that coming down the pipeline maybe?
I think that's coming down the pipeline. It's called the Chad feature. So we're working on that as we speak.
Now, is there a back button in the app? Or are you only using the browser?
I'm going to be honest. I'm one of the 25% that's still predominantly using it on my laptop. I'm not using it on my phone as much as I'd like to.
Yeah.
But as I was just adding form, taking people through balance tests and bests and, all the custom forms that you guys have available, or all the forms you guys have available, and you can add custom forms to the product, which is great because we wanted to keep some of the stuff that we do at the school that we've had and we were just used to, and you guys have allowed us to do that. It's been great. So then as I add those forms, I want to go back to the next athlete and add it. But then it'll take me to just the injured athlete, the list of statuses. And I was just wondering if I was doing something wrong on my end, where is there a way to go to just the whole roster, not just the roster where it was just injured athletes. But I'm not. So I'm not as dumb as I look.
No, maybe Clark could speak to this more, but I don't think I think that is the path that is currently constructed.
Okay.
But I will tell you this. So last year and every year we have a college roundtable where we talk about the things that are necessary So that's kind of one of those things that I would encourage you to kind of bring up, and we'll bring you on our roundtable and we'll talk about kind of what the things are, even if they're minor, like things like that.
And I feel like that is a super minor thing. That's just it saves me one click of the mouse. That's a minor thing, but minor sometimes is
major. Minor is sometimes major. Well, I told you guys last time we were on here, like we started in the hospital sector and we moved into college, and there were things that we had to learn, and we couldn't have done that without having an open mind to where we were going with the college sector. I know Clark was a big part of that, and he's constantly bringing on some of the Power Fives right now that we're working with. He's working with a couple right now that are still trying to get on for this fall season, and it's a constant kind of like communication channel. What do you need? What are you looking for? What do we have? What can we do for you in this sector to kind of make this job easier for you? At the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do, is just to make life easier for you.
And I feel like it has, in my world, it's been a huge upgrade from our previous version of an EMS. So kudos to you guys. If people want to reach you, again, what's the best way? Tell them how, and tell them, like, let me ask this, Clark, before we wrap this up. The process of maybe switching over, that you said that maybe some people aren't really in favor of change. Like, when should that process start? How long? What's an appropriate time frame to contact you guys and maybe start thinking about next year even?
Yeah, that's
or do you do you see people switch in the middle of the year ever?
Yes, constantly. I mean, there's people switching now as we speak. I just got an agreement in for somebody to switch right before we started. There's benefits really in any case. When you think about like let's say you're at a high school or a college, maybe a lot of high school and colleges really start looking, if you want to make the switch next year, probably around like February or March. And it depends on how well you know your organization. Are they slow? Will they move fast? Who do you have to talk to? So those are big
organizations that aren't slow.
Some, not many, but we find, what is it, about 120 days on average from talking to me to finishing up. Again, some folks move sooner than others. But yeah, like a middle of the year thing, we were just talking about this. A lot of people switch in the middle of the year, like, November, for example, because it gives them time to maybe do a slow rollout than having to crunch everything in for the next seasons coming up, all at once. So if you would rather do a slow rollout, maybe for, winter sports, spring sports, something like that, now is a great time to do it. If you want to do it all at once, maybe wait until late spring to talk to us, or early spring to talk to us, and get it started in the summer.
Okay. So here's an example. Here's an example for that. Oh, the example is like, let's say it's spring. Okay. Let's say you wait till the spring. That's a great time with spring football or a spring kind of practice schedule to kind of get in there and try and test it out with a couple of ATs, right? So maybe you have 5 ATs, 10 ATs on your roster. As a sports medicine staff, get in there with a couple of them, get them used to using them as the super user, so that come fall, you can bring everybody else on. That's what kind of Clark is talking about. Some folks are doing that right now, so that once winter comes around for some of their winter sports, maybe they're winter sports heavy for basketball, they're getting used to the system right now before things get hot and heavy for them, so that they can then bring along the rest of their staff, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. So we got a couple of questions on the YouTube for you.
Okay.
Well, it's really related to one topic. It says, does Healthy Raster help with migrating all previous records from the previous EMR to Healthy Raster?
I would just say that it depends on what EMR. We've done stuff in the past. So it really is, at worst case scenario, what I will tell you is it depends a lot on who you're coming from. But in most case scenarios, just know that provider, that EMR provider that you were working with prior, you're legally obligated to that data. So at least they're going to give you a data file that you can reference. I will say that the majority of our customers, because they're so different from where they were before, they typically start over. on our system. They'll upload names and what have you, but typically they will start over. But at least that previous company is giving you a data file. Clark, would you agree with that?
Yeah, for sure. Majority of folks do start fresh. I know there's cases where people do have to transfer data over, and that's more of a deeper conversation with us. It's one of those things, how one system spits out data and how we have to put it in. A lot of these systems are highly customizable, right? So when you are transferring customized data, it's not always going to, even if you get it done, it's not going to look the way that you want it to in some cases. So it really just depends on the data and the system you're coming from.
But let us know that ahead of time, like where you're coming from and what you have, and we'll talk you through that process.
Absolutely. So again, best way to reach you is?
To reach me is Clark, Clark, at healthyroster.com.
Oh, you made it easy.
Yes.
I know, right?
Can you get your last name in your email? That's bad for business.
Yeah, that would be, no one would reach out to me. They just give up halfway through.
You guys are joking around, but like since we've grown, like we've got 30 employees now, like the next slew of employees, we have to do last names now. So Clark was, 3 years in, so he got the first name. So
got in early enough.
So where are you hiring? Are you hiring ATs?
Yeah, that's a good question. We are. We're always hiring ATs. So we have ATs in our customer support section. We have ATs working sales. We have ATs working for us in the development side as well, just for reference, so that we know exactly what we're building and have their thought process behind, how we're developing. So we're always looking. And you can send, any resumes that you have if you're looking to me at dan@healthyroster.com. I'm always open to having those in my back pocket and kind of taking a look at where we're going. But we are growing, and we're constantly growing. We're constantly looking for people to help us grow the business. And like I said, athletic training is always going to remain at the forefront of where we're going with our company. And we're always going to have you guys, at the top of mind as we build things out, as we help with our customers. I think it's like 90% of our customer success team, which is our support team, is all athletic trainers because they know the system. So you're talking one-on-one with people who know the system. That's really important to us. We want to make you feel comfortable when you're talking with us. So
it's
absolutely.
World. Yeah, it's just more realistic.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thanks for joining us tonight. I know there's a huge football game going on. We probably took you away from. You probably don't give a two rats.
I do, guys.
You guys are Browns fans, right? Is that what I remember?
Oh yeah,
both of you.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got Nick Chubb on my fantasy team. If he can continue to produce, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna do great.
You only need 10 carries. You're good.
I've got this fantasy team this year. It's so crazy. I don't know if you can see this, but I've got I draft my whole team, and then I've got cards. So after we draft, we can do a clone. We can guard a player. There's a Fauci player on here. You get a Fauci card, and everybody's vaccinated. It's the craziest thing.
This is a bold league you're in.
Yeah.
I know, right? You totally have to think about who you're drafting. So it's very crazy. I don't have any Packers. Maybe that's good or bad. I don't know. But
it seems good.
Anyways, it's a fun year.
I still think they're going to make the playoffs, but it's going to take 6 weeks.
Yeah, as Aaron Rodgers would say, just relax. Yeah. Just relax. Yeah. We'll get there. We'll get there. Hey, fellas, thanks for having us on.
Hey, thank you guys.
We appreciate you. We're trying the live stream's been going since January. That's because of you guys. So all the video, all these fun little segments that we are trying, everything we do, honestly, we wouldn't be able to do without Healthy Roster. So
Absolutely.
We, from the bottom of our hearts, appreciate everything you've done for this show, because we would not be where we are without you guys. So it's been a great relationship on our end, and we look forward to continuing it. So thank you very much.
Clark and I appreciate being on and being a part of this, and we can't wait to continue to grow with you guys. So to all the ATs out there, have a great rest of your fall season, and give us an email at clark@healthyroster.com if you're interested.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thanks, fellas.
Take care.
Bye, See you guys.
Oh, we're still here?
We're on.
Oh, man.
Well, that's
well, that's what everybody wanted, so we might as well just shut the show off.
Kevin's still drinking.
Well, I'm finishing my drinks.
Oh, well,
I don't know if anybody wants to buy me another bottle.
Here's their logo. We got healthyroster.com. That was Dan and Clark. Just
our peeps.
Just they're on the forefront. They continue to push us in the right direction as an organization, as a profession. So good for them. We appreciate them.
I was trying to squeeze into that picture.
I know you did a good job. At least,
at least I moved it back a little bit. So that you could get in there. I felt so bad because you were talking more than I was, and it's just my smiling face doing this.
That's all right.
That's all right.
So should we do our show?
What show? Oh yeah, let's do it. Nate wants to know what I'm drinking. I don't know if you can see it. It's a Michter's single barrel rye whiskey, straight rye. I've been on a little Michter's kick lately, Nate. But anyway, what do you got?
Let's fly through this show here.
Okay, let's go.
Where do you want to start?
Next. FMK.
F, marry, and kill. Everyone's favorite game here on the Candid Athletic Training Podcast. We're going to talk tables, treatment tables tonight. If you're on the live stream, let us know which one of these you'd F, which one of these you'd marry, which one of these you'd kill. And if you're listening at home, you're thinking about it, just let us know.
Yeah, just let us know. And if you want to be on the show, just let us know.
Yeah,
because we might just call you
in. Okay. Kevin, underneath your treatment table, I'm going to give you 3 options. We're going to have an empty table with just the legs underneath the table.
Okay. Bare bones.
You're going to have a treatment table with one horizontal shelf all the way across.
Oh, okay. All right.
And we're going to give you a treatment table with a full cabinet, fully enclosed cabinet underneath your treatment table.
All right. I already know. Killing that cabinet.
Killing it.
That cabinet.
Why?
F the cabinet.
Oh, are you killing it or are you effing it?
Oh, I'm sorry. Killing it.
You just confused me.
I did. Sorry, I forgot what game we're playing. I'm killing that cabinet. I think it creates like angles to get stuff. You can't just easily reach down and grab a towel. You can't just easily reach down, grab the Normatec. You're fumbling around with a door. And then the other thing I hate about it is I can't get my leg underneath the table. I can't get it underneath the table. Every once in a while you can open the door and you can put your foot there and you can use your knee like as like a an extra leverage point or whatever, like put somebody's shoulder or whatever it is on, or their elbow on your knee, and then you can stretch somebody, whatever. But no, absolutely killing the cabinets.
Okay.
I'm going to marry the shelf, the one shelf. I think, what are we really keeping down there? We're keeping towels, maybe some Normatecs, maybe like
bolsters,
maybe some bolsters. I mean, I want those things off the floor, right? I don't want my towels just hanging out on the floor. So I'm going to marry that because I do think it's the best situation, long-term situation. But I'm going to F the just legs for those tiny, for those tiny little athletic training rooms that need some storage space. I mean, you can throw it like if you have travel trunks underneath your table, you can throw other things on. What just happened there? You can throw things underneath the table to store them, which I think is very valuable when you have that tiny little athletic training room. Because I've been there, and it was nice to put stuff on our tables.
It was nice.
Nice.
I think I'm gonna.
Did you see what Dylan said?
No.
Dylan's marrying the shelf. He's effing the nothing, which is his daily life. I don't know if it means he's always effing, or if he doesn't eff anything.
Kevin said, "Kill the cabinets, no flexibility,
Frickin'
marry the
bugging
shelf." So everyone has agreed with you.
Oh, agree or disagree?
We got 3 marry the shelves, 3 F the nothings, and 3 kill the cabinets. I can't argue. I have to agree. I'm gonna say the exact same thing. So it's a boring segment, but I think you nailed it. So yeah. So that's enough. I don't need to. You hit all the spots as you always do. Oh, Nate says kill the cabinet. F just legs. Marry the shelf. So everyone's all right. We're moving on because.
Well, we're going.
We've done it. We've done it. We've actually got a universal FMK. It's never happened on this show before. Every single person said the exact same thing. Here's what we're going to do, Kevin. We're going to do our fictional athletic trainer.
Why?
Because that's what we do.
All right.
This week, I want you to tell me which would make a better athletic trainer.
I'll give it to you.
Tap water or bottled water?
A better athletic trainer. Full disclosure, prefer tap water.
Do you?
Yes.
It so depends.
Because
there's so much variability.
We live in an area that has great
We
tap
do.
water.
We are spoiled.
We're very spoiled. I
travel around the country and I go, this is
correct.
Whoa, tough times.
All right. Bottled water, very temperature dependent. I do not. So a lot of bottled water that you have access to ends up being cold. Somebody puts it in a fridge. I prefer room temp water. But if I need cold water, so if I want something to be versatile, I can't be going for that cold bottle of water as my athletic trainer when I need it to be room temp, maybe even warm, you know? Maybe I need some soothing warm water to make some goddamn tea. I can't use that cold water, tap water, but I could just turn the faucet to warm, you know? So, like, the instant versatility.
So you're saying the bottle of water is going to only give you one temperature?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I think you said something different there, but I
added a lot of things in one sentence.
Yeah.
I know I did that. But tap water, turn the hot on, turn the cold on. Spin the handle. You should be able to get access to a varying degree of athletic trainer very quickly.
All right.
So adaptable, right? Garbage. I ain't got no garbage when I use tap water. So there's no leftovers. Athletic trainers don't leave leftovers. We eat all our goddamn food. So the fact that you got a water bottle with just, a bottle, it's a leftover. Screw that water bottle. I gotta go tap. I'm very biased to the tap. Trying to think of something good for the water bottle.
Tidy.
It's tidy.
It's
portable.
You know what you're getting.
Yeah.
You know what you're getting out of it. It's going to be 16.9 fluid ounces.
Ooh, full 16.9.
Why is that? Why is it 16.9? Right? It's 16.9 if you look on the bottle, isn't it?
Is that a true pint? No. I think 16 ounces is a pint.
Yep.
But maybe 16.9.
Where's the 0.9? I don't know. I don't get it. Are they just assuming some spillage, some leakage?
Somebody probably got sued over like how many ounces were actually in the bottle.
How about this?
Whatever.
You drink the water, you still have a bottle. You can use the bottle for something.
So you're saying the leftovers you can use it for something else.
Yeah, resourceful. Tap water.
You could hold stuff.
Yeah.
You could
you could scoop.
Use dry needling needles in there.
Yeah. Yeah, you turn it into a Sharps.
Yeah, I've done it many times.
I would say that
plastic's just bad. It's just bad.
Bottled water is more reliable. It's more reliable. You know, it's because, okay, you're saying tap water is the end all be all because we get good tap water. If you were living somewhere else, you'd be like
adaptable.
It actually, tap water is more adaptable. However, you could make the argument bottled water, you just have to, it's just one extra step to get to hot or cold. You can pour it out and heat it up. You can pour, I guess.
It takes a while though.
It's going to take a little bit longer.
Is the juice worth the squeeze with the bottle? You know? I don't know.
I remember when I was younger going, who the hell,
was a young man.
who in their right mind is going to pay for water?
Seriously.
And now we do it all the time. Don't even think about it.
Everybody said that.
It's free.
It's free.
It should be free.
I mean, it costs you like, whatever, a few dollars a quarterly.
And people still do it.
They still do it.
They buy in.
They do.
A bottle of water gets you to buy in. That's what I'm going for.
There's a lot of people, even here, we have really good water here. It tastes good. It's very clean. And it's because we have a super dirty lake next to us that we get it out of. So we have to filter the crap out of it now, but we have like fluoride and stuff like that in it to like create a cleaner water. And a lot of people hate that stuff. A lot of people hate the extra, like maybe most bottled waters are just filtered, right? There's nothing else to it. It should be the purest form of water. Maybe tap water is a little high maintenance. A high maintenance athletic trainer right there. Like there's a long process to get that water from a lake or wherever your area gets it from all the way to your faucet so you can just turn it on. Ooh, turn on that water.
So I think I don't know. I think I'm going to go bottled water here. I think it's just more reliable.
Ooh, reliable. That's tough. All bottled water should be reliable, right?
Right? I mean, if you're in Mexico, you're not taking your chances.
No, you're not.
Montezuma's.
I've been there. I have been there.
Didn't you get Montezuma's once? Did you get it?
Well, I got, like, when I went to Dominican, I got the Dominican flu for sure. Which is really just you drink too much beer, but they make the beer with the water. And I got really sick. Really sick. I have never felt like that in my entire life. That was nuts. I've never gone from the extreme of hot to cold in such a short time. Oh, my God. That was nuts.
Huh.
But I made it. I'm still here. I'm alive, and I'm better for it.
All right. I'm going bottled water. It sounds like you're going
I'm going
tap.
The whole reason is just adaptability. That quick, just cold, hot, I'm in it.
I'm in it to win it. I mean, yeah, it is. There's a fun debate there. We'll have to put that on our social media.
You got that, Nate. Good job, Nate.
Oh, yeah. We've said that multiple times on this show. All right. You want to do your top 5 or your friend or foe?
Friend or foe?
Friend or foe, Kevin? Straightforward. Friend or foe? Kinesio tape.
Friend.
Why?
It doesn't hurt. It's like maybe it's a little time consuming, but there's great benefits with swelling. I think the kinesthetic awareness that you do get from having tape that is directly at that joint, I think does help in certain situations. Body awareness for our athletes that just have zero. But it is a pain in the ass because a lot of people think it's the end all. It's like, oh my gosh, this is the only thing that's going to help my shoulder is if I put tape on it. And it's the only thing that makes it better. But it's also kind of why it's a friend, because you know what? Then that athlete is probably a little bit of a mental case. And if you can just get them through with just putting some tape and, rubbing it on there, might as well do it. So I think it's a friend. As much as I do get a little annoyed, we've talked about it before, kinesio tape, cupping, scraping, like even dry needling now.
Modalities.
Like just
this modality-driven society right now.
Hot, but the hot trends, right? Like,
yeah, the first one was kinesio tape, and then cupping came along.
I mean,
now it's on needling, yeah.
Olympics volleyball, right? Kinesio tape.
Yep, that was probably, 3 Olympics ago? Yeah. 12 years ago?
Then all of a sudden, Michael Phelps with cupping.
Yep.
And then shortly after that, I think was like when athletic trainers were dealing with dry needle. Do you dry needle? I think we should, I think the only thing that's going to help this is dry needling. Me and you both know, pretty powerful tool. And I think it's also a friend. But I think kinesio tape, for a long time, I was against it. And I would have said foe. I'm sick of people thinking, oh my gosh, this is the only thing that's going to help me. Like, I want to knock it in their head that, like, this isn't what's helping you. Like, what's helping you is everything else that we're doing.
Yeah.
But I do think just giving that little peace of mind.
It's harmless. It's a harmless friend.
Harmless.
So I mean,
like that friend that, you know what, your girlfriend doesn't necessarily like your friend, but you're like, hey, he's harmless. Like what? Like he doesn't bother you, does he?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I don't understand why you're friends with him. But because he's harmless, he's just he's around.
I tend to agree.
Or she's around.
I mean, I do think it gets a little time consuming. I hate the cutting. I hate the little shrapnel pieces.
Dirty.
Do you ever use the pre-cut stuff?
I do.
What do you think?
I have. I don't like it. I think the time to actually have the proper size for the human is good. And the reason is because now in my world, and I mean, I'm sure in your world too, like I probably kinesiotape more 50-year-old women than I do anything else. And they are anything from 6 feet tall to 4'10" in my world. And some of the pre-cut stuff I end up cutting anyways. I end up reshaping
trimming it. Yeah.
Yeah. The ones that are like single lengths, but they're not necessarily like cut to like, this is for a shoulder.
Like the perforated ones?
Yeah. Like I kind of like the speed of it, but at the same time, I also get a little annoyed because I end up cutting it. So why not just let me cut it on my own? I always round the edges, you know. I'm always trying to make it look pretty.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Oh, all right. So I'm saying friend. You're saying friend.
Yeah, it's a friend.
We got
It's a friend.
Dylan says the placebo effect is still in effect, so I'm guessing he's in
it's
on that.
Effect.
So
it really is.
Not much to say there.
It's kinesio tape.
So it's kinesio tape. Like you said, it is a harmless.
Do you have a kinesio tape? Like, did you ever take a class in it?
Nope.
Me neither.
No, I
think I might. I think I might just to actually. I know what I'm doing with it, and I mean, everybody knows that you can just go on YouTube and watch a video of somebody putting kinesio tape on.
That's what I do.
Or even just, I think it's K-tape. I forget which tape it is, but they give you like a sheet. Like there's a big sheet of like, for certain ailments at certain joints, this is what you should do. And I don't know. I think I'm just searching for some like CEUs that would be not too bandwidth crazy.
Sure.
If you know what I mean.
Yep.
And I've never done it, so I think I might do that soon. I think you probably just do that online, can't you? I bet that's like an online course.
2021.
It's got to be, right? If it was 2020, it would definitely be online.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
People are venturing out. They're interacting with other humans. The world's going to end.
It is. Top 5, Kevin.
Yeah, Nate. Way to be different.
Nate says full. He's full of it. Kevin.
Yeah.
Top 5 this week. We asked 100 athletic trainers, what's your favorite exercise to demonstrate?
All right. I have 7.
Wow.
Just kidding. I do have 7, but you said exercises, and I want to get some of these right. So I took out a couple of them that I know aren't going to be on that list, unless I answered it, unless I did the survey.
You answered this survey 100 times.
So my number 1, and I'm hoping this is on there, but anything from animal flow.
Oh.
Any animal flow exercise.
All right.
So bear crawls or whatever, scorpions and all the reach throughs and front kicks and all the above. I love demonstrating it because it reminds me of how difficult it is. Lunges.
Lunge.
It's amazing to me, honestly, at how many athletic trainers know how to do a proper lunge. The basics of lunging that should help our athletes avoid poor positioning at our knees and hips and ankles. I do a little wrinkle in my lunge in order to enhance that.
Where is the wrinkle? The crotchal region?
Yes, they always get a wrinkle in your crotchal area. My wrinkle is, pretend you're in a traditional inline lunge. You're in the up position. And when you go down to lunge, I want you to bring your back knee towards your front foot. So you're going to angle, you're going to rotate just a little bit. So if my back foot is back, say like I'm in a split squat position.
Yep.
Right? I'm going to bring, let me see the camera. Okay, I'm going to bring this foot, my right knee towards my left foot when I do it. Okay?
So you're going to internally rotate on that back leg?
Just a little bit. When I internally rotate just a little bit of my back leg, which is actually mimicking a very fundamental movement called walking, I will externally rotate with my knee and my hip on that other side, because that's what happens during walking. So your athletes that are having a hard time figuring out how to not just with that front knee travel to the outer toe, and the best they can do is to the middle toe, or they're still doing the stupid ass going in, and we all know it's bad. There's an argument that in athletics, you need to be able to get into a valgus stress and not blow out your knee. So therefore, you have to train in that position. But again, not in a lunge. Not in a lunge. And that's not what the purpose of a lunge is for. So I want that front foot, that front knee to travel to the outside of the foot, right? If I internally rotate and drive my back knee towards my foot, it will automatically push that knee out, and I get into this really great position. Does that make sense at all? Cool. Try it. Maybe I'll post a video one day.
Yeah, we should do some more of that stuff.
We should. We're so lazy. You are, really. I mean, job, kid, podcast. What are you doing?
Not much.
Squats. Just doing a squat because I love squatting.
So you've got so far a lunge and a squat.
Animal flow.
Yep.
I don't think I'm getting any of these right. So I went left field because it is my favorite thing to demonstrate of all time, and it's bounding with jumps. Okay, so single leg jumping, right? Almost like skips, but a little different. Last but not least, the plank.
Okay.
Go
plank. You got one.
The plank.
Which is one more than Dylan last week. Thank you for joining us, Dylan.
Suck it, Dylan.
So here we go. We had a 4-way tie for fourth place. Okay. 4 answers apiece for the following exercises.
All right.
Favorite to demonstrate. RDLs. I love getting into an RDL. There's 2 exercises I love to argue and discuss and pick apart.
Yeah.
Because they get taught so many different ways.
I love my
RDLs, which hand goes forward with the leg. I love having that argument. Love just talking about the RDL.
You're an opposite hand guy, aren't you?
It has to be. That's what locomotion is.
I know. But you know what's interesting is when you counterbalance it with the weight on the outside, sometimes I feel it more in my glute.
Yeah, but that's not how life happens.
I know.
So RDL, 4 athletic trainers also said cat-cow.
Oh!
Does that count for animal flow? Because it's a cat and
yoga.
A cow?
I mean, that's yoga.
How about dead bugs? Because that also was
So
4.
I was going to say spinal segmentation, which is my version of cat-cow. That's what I would have said. Damn it, I would have gotten another one. Fuck!
Dead bugs.
Okay.
And then 4 people said Bosu squats.
Oh, trying to show off.
Yeah, I want to.
Why don't you get on that physio ball and do a squat?
Yeah. So that was your 4th place. In 3rd place with 7 responses.
Just kidding, great cook. I like you.
7 people said they wanted to demonstrate, or your favorite exercise to demonstrate was monster walks.
Monster walks.
Or band walks.
The monster walk.
The monster mash. Okay, in 2nd place.
It's coming up.
8 people said balance. Anything balance related. They wanted single leg balance.
Better be on something that's soft and squishy and it creates an unstable surface while you're balancing. Otherwise, you're not doing it right.
Thank you, Kevin. We won't get into that tonight. And in 1st place, 9 people said their favorite exercise to demonstrate, the good old-fashioned squat. That was the one you
So
got.
the plank to get on it was squat.
Plank had 2 responses. Copenhagen plank had 1. I didn't combine it because that's a completely different thing.
Man. That's tough. Have you ever done
it? The Copenhagens,
like it?
groin blown up.
God damn, man.
Somebody said 7-way hip. I just
7-way hip.
7. I was like, can you name them all? 7.
I mean, it's
like world's greatest stretch, right? I assume that's what they're doing, is just trying to show like all.
I love that one too.
Yeah. Like, well, is it 7-way hip? Is that like 7 dwarfs? Is there like a happy, a dopey, a sleepy, a grumpy, a doc stretch? Is that what's going on? 7-way hip, 7 dwarfs? Is that how it works?
My internal rotation is definitely grumpy.
Yeah.
Definitely grumpy.
We should come up with
It's got to be. I mean, what?
Can we come up with dwarf stretches? I mean, can we say 7 dwarfs? Never mind. That's probably
Sneezy,
gonna get us
sleepy,
fired, yeah.
squeaky.
My phone's blown up. I know the Packers just scored, everyone. It's great. It's a good time to be a Packer fan.
They scored again?
I don't know.
Didn't they just score a touchdown?
I'm not sure. Somebody else said any exercise athletes aren't coordinated enough to do. So they just want to show up their athletes. So somebody said anything my athletes can't do, I want to do it just to show them up.
Well, so Nate brings up a good point, right? Because we're all getting a little bit older. Like, most of us probably, even I think most of us that are listening right now, decently older than our athletes. I actually don't know how old Dylan is. He's got such a baby face.
Yeah.
He could be 21 for all I know. Doing like squats when your 21-year-old athlete can't do them, and you're doing this deep, good, perfect squat. I know you're not, but like.
What do you mean? I've been working on it.
Oh, have you? That's
good.
I've
been mimicking my son.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I want to have that segment. We're going to have that maybe next week.
Maybe.
We're going to have a segment called My Athlete or My Son. I think that would be fun. I've been thinking about that one for a while. A toddler or my athlete?
You're not a baby, Dylan. You're almost old.
How about this one? Shoulder reach, pull, lift in quadruped. What do you call that?
Reach, roll, lift. Reach, roll, lift. Yeah. I
quadruped.
In quadruped, like in kind of quadruped, almost child's pose. Reach, roll, lift.
Oh, I was thinking through reach,
pull, lift. Oh, maybe.
I call those thread the needles.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if that's what they were going for. I wanted to know.
Yeah, I do call those thread the needle.
So you would think reach, pull, lift is overhead in quadruped?
I think you wrote pull, but you meant roll.
No, I said roll.
Yeah, reach, roll.
Yeah.
Reach, roll, lift.
Oh.
So like it's just it's actually a pretty good one.
Okay. I know Dylan said this one because he said it on the live stream here. Namaste. Namaste in bed exercise. Namaste in bed all day.
Namaste in bed.
And then how about this one? Stool scoots. That's a fun one to demonstrate.
Who's faster?
That'll blow your hamstrings out though.
Dude, I blew my hamstring out this morning doing that.
I know.
Not stool scoots, but like the other so we're at Brew Fitness Milwaukee here, right? I think we need a little shout out for that, right? I mean, we're the same place we are every freaking week. But Brew Fitness here in Milwaukee, great place to work out. All the freaking coaches here are awesome. But they opened a second location up by my clinic, and today was the first day that I could get in there and do some workouts. And they had, instead of doing, you love to do your bridge and then hamstring curls on a slide board.
Yep.
It was on like a roller.
Sure.
Like, the ab roller. Mm-hmm. Like, it was the first time I saw it. It had this little like triangle, like V like place where you could put your heels.
Yep.
That was the first time I used it. It was pretty smooth.
Nice.
And difficult.
Yeah, we here they'll do it on the like furniture mover sliders on the turf. Yeah.
Yes. And that's just
it's
as
a great,
effective.
like cost effective way if you're working in a high school and you can't afford
seriously
some
sliders,
stuff, or just use a foam roll, like do foam roll marches.
Yep. Totally. Or go to Home Depot. Like, seriously, when you're a high school athletic trainer, you need to save some money. Go to Home Depot.
Menards.
You're gonna find things that are meant for other uses, but because it doesn't say, no offense, Rogue Fitness on it, it's going to cost a shit ton less. PVC pipe instead of all this other crap.
All right.
Love you, Stick Mobility, but I made one on my own for $3.
We're going to do our feature topic.
What?
But before we do that,
Yeah.
let's just quick.
Don't show
see
it.
how
how's your team doing?
No, let's just see how our good friend Aaron Rodgers is doing here. Look like Packers are up 21-17. Check the old stats.
I'm a little mad at him.
Goff 2 touchdowns. Aaron, he's not on the show tonight. We were expecting him tonight, but he's got something called a little game.
He's got a game.
11 of 13 for 3 TDs.
Dude, he goes on another podcast every frickin' Tuesday.
Ooh.
He never comes on our podcast on Mondays. It's ridiculous. He's not doing anything on a Monday. Goes in, gets some treatment, hangs out, throws a couple balls. I'm done. I'm mad at you, Aaron. I'm mad.
Mad at you. I ain't mad at you.
We'll be friends one day. Not today. Just kidding. What if that went viral? That would have been awesome.
All right. So here we are. Our feature topic on social media, Candid_ATC this week was...
Give it to me.
Right here. The worst kind of athlete, Kevin, is the one that... Fill in the blank. The worst kind of athlete. So the comments we got on our Instagram.
Instas.
Ed W says, the one that doesn't put in the effort but complains about not getting better.
Yeah, F that athlete.
Athlete. Yeah, this is like a pet peeves of athletes. Here we
A
go.
little bit.
Wilson Sports Med says, always forgets a mask.
Well, I mean,
right now, this is rules are rules.
Rules are rules.
And Cassie says, has a new injury every day, never severe enough to not participate, but always in the ATR complaining about something. I agree with that wholeheartedly. And on Twitter, let's see if we can pull something up on Twitter here. Let's see here. We're going to do this one more time. The worst kind of athlete.
Looks like our good friend Ben Rockwell says, bring your own treatment athlete.
Yep. Ryan says, tells a different story of what they hurt, how they are to you, their coaches, the parent. When the story changes, I totally agree with that, Ryan. The story changes, you're like, wait, that's not what you said the other day.
Yeah. So Hannah was saying, the athlete that tells you how much tape to use or how to tape. I don't want it tight. Whoa. Miss Hannah, which that's pretty, I mean, I'm glad they call you Miss Hannah. That's pretty respectful. Whoa, Miss Lippy. The part of the story I don't like is that you use too much tape. It is kind of annoying when an athlete, I understand you've gotten your ankles taped for however long and every day. Like, just shut up.
Hannah Grace Davis says, the athlete that gets injured shows up the next day for treatment and rehab and then never shows up again. But somehow he's out of practice, but fine for game day. The classic 2 injured for practice, not injured enough for rehab. Hate him. Hate him. How about Elizabeth Sturtridge? Comes in to tell me, I just need some stim. Probably doesn't say stim. They probably say stem, though.
Stem.
Comes in to tell me, I just
stem?
need some stem. No rehab exercises, please.
I don't need any rehab. I just need some stem.
With a side of ice bag, please.
Please. And hot towel.
What else we got here?
Just doesn't listen.
Soupy Defense Squad says, is unknowingly influenced by ignorant adults around them.
Soupy Defense Squad?
Yep.
Who the heck is Soupy Defense Squad?
Doesn't listen, yeah. So I think that's... Jennifer Van He says, the one that you can't figure out, are they really in pain despite lack of testing results to support their complaints? Do they want to practice play? Are there other issues going on at their sport at home? ? Totally agree. That's why they invented the Hoover test.
Is he hoovering?
Yeah.
It is pretty interesting.
Do you have any like general like the worst athlete is the one what? You got any like types?
Overwhelming is just the dictating treatment.
BYOT athlete.
It really is. That is the worst athlete. I think there's a difference between an athlete saying, "Hey, what do you think about this treatment? Like, what do you think about doing this?" I like athletes taking an investment in what goes on with their body, but I hate athletes that literally just say what they need. Just all I need is this, and I'll be fine. Like, well, why? No, shut up.
And I'll add on. That's probably mine as well.
Be.
Like the BYOT athlete, but with a side of the athlete that is always in there. It's like, no, just remember that rest and relaxation is also a treatment. You need some downtime. You don't need to keep doing more and more. More is not always better. Sometimes more makes it worse. More treatment, more treatment, more treatment. Go home. Is the athletic training room open on Sunday? No.
The athletes.
Figure out a way to do it. What did you do before? What did you do before you had a Normatec?
Seriously.
Athletes still made it. Michael Jordan didn't have Normatec. He didn't have dry needling. He might have had dry needling, but like
maybe
you can make it work.
You can. We've done a lot of things. I mean, we've created a lot of opportunities for athletes to take advantage of a lot of stuff. It's my brain went crazy. So the athlete that with a side of the athlete that is always in there but doesn't need to be. To me, that's like onions. Onions are in everything, but they don't need to be.
I agree.
Freaking
with
that's
100%.
That's my onion athlete.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, you got any other types of athletes that you really just want to punch in the mouth?
I mean, asshole athletes. I mean,
I've been pretty fortunate.
Legitimately, me too. But like, every once in a while, you just get an athlete that's just an asshole. Like, why are you being an asshole? Nobody needs to be an asshole. Like, stop it. Stop it. Like, just be a nice person.
How about the athlete that comes in and doesn't recognize that you are working with like 10 people and they'll be like, "Hey, can you do this on me right now?" I'm like, "Don't you see the line?
Yeah.
You're like number 8 in line."
The lack of awareness athlete for sure.
For sure. It's like,
but all I need is
I'll get to
really
you after these 7 dwarfs go.
Yeah.
So that's the only other one that sometimes bothers me.
I mean, I think there's definitely like other athletes that do things that are pretty bothersome, but we pretty much hit most of it.
Small pet peeves. So
yeah, small ones.
Oh well.
Well,
tell them what.
Athletes. Why freaking athletes? But
next week, next week we'll do something more positive. That was a negative. That was a vent session.
We did. We had
Needed
Dan
it.
on. Dan was really positive. Dan's always positive.
So thank you. Here, let's throw the healthy roster up real quick. Check out the folks at www.healthyroster.com. And as you heard, you can email if you're interested in learning more about their EMS and maybe you want to transfer over. Just send an email to Clark at healthyroster.com. So
send an email at Clark at healthyroster.com.
Did I say that wrong?
No, it was a tongue twister.
Yeah.
Boom. So, CandidAthleticTraining.com, that's our website. That's where you can get cool shirts like this guy's wearing, or a cool shirt like I'm wearing, or a really fun hat like he's wearing. Can't get my hat there.
We just sold a hat today. Somebody got the mint, the lime green. In fact, I wrote it down.
We got a hat too?
Stephanie Yonkers. Nope, she ordered the goat shirt, the greatest.
The goat.
Can't spell goat without AT.
Can't spell goat without AT.
So thank you, Stephanie, for ordering some apparel.
Appreciate you going to CandidAthleticTraining.com, hitting up that apparel shop button. Click a couple things. If you are a member and you are at the level of Candymania or higher, you do get a discount. Remember to take advantage of that. We sent you a promo code for that so that you can take a little bit off that off your bill and get some stuff. And wear some cool swag, right? Not to mention, if you want to get this hat, you're gonna have to come to Shorewood, Wisconsin. You're going to have to come in my clinic. And you're going to have to see what I do. Because if you're interested in being an athletic trainer in a different setting, you can also go to our website, candidathletictraining.com. Go click on that structural elements link, and you can see a little bit more of what I do. You can get a little 30-day free trial of structural elements and why we kick ass, actually. Yep, and I own the clinic, and I love it. So, the other thing, MedBridge is on there. We're all needing CEUs. I talked about it earlier. We need a couple easy button CEUs too, right? We all need them. Go to that MedBridge link. Get a crap ton of money off that MedBridge subscription. Go do some CEUs. We all need the EBPs. They have a ton of them. We can also get some EBPs and more CEUs with dry needling, masterdryneedling.com. That's where we both got certified in dry needling. You're going to be sore at the end of the freaking weekend, but you're going to learn a very valuable tool, and it is going to be a game changer for your practice, for your athletic training room. Just go do it while you can if you live in a state that you can. masterdryneedling.com. There's some other links on there. Check them out. Maybe get some fun stuff. Otherwise, leave us comments, concerns, topic suggestions, all of the above right on the website. Go on to apps. Go on your phone. Go on that podcast like little icon. Hit some ratings. Leave us a review. That kind of stuff gets us more exposure. Please, please, please leave us a review. Go to YouTube. Leave us a review. If we just get more comments and reviews on these platforms, we will get exposed more. Athletic training will get exposed more. And these fun, exciting, entertaining side of athletic training will also get exposed more. CandidAthleticTraining.com. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Chad. Thank you for tuning in. Candid Athletic Training. Go Pack Go. Bucks and 6.
Bye. Oh.